The LA Chargers add a speedster to the roster ahead of training camp, and it's really exciting because training camp's right around the corner. We did a video yesterday talking about how basically really good news if you're a Chargers fan, how you're in Super Bowl conversations. Now, is it for this year? Probably not. We get that. But it's just you're in conversations of like in a couple of years, this team, because you have Jim Harbaugh, because you have Justin Herbert, you've got young nucleus already beginning. You've got star players. This is a really good team. So the guy that they added was Jalen Gill, and you see him right here. And it's interesting because we've been talking about it a lot about the wide receivers, but he has an opportunity to make the roster. And Jalen Gill is interesting because he went to Ohio State. Michigan was recruiting him hard, goes to Ohio State, then Boston College, then Fresno State, and here he is. And prior to Fresno State, he was in Boston College, and prior to Boston College, Ohio State. So he had 1 year of eligibility for Fresno State, and Fresno State he appeared in all 13 games, 49 catches, 500 yards, 6 touchdowns. His 6 touchdowns were a team high, right? So it doesn't like blow you away with his size or his production, really. 6 foot, 185. But here's the thing about him. He's fast. He's shifty. Return abilities. He is rated as one of the best all-around athletes nationally in the 2018 recruiting cycle. 4-star recruit, record-setting 4x100 yard dash. It's like, okay, what do we got here? And why this is interesting to me is because we've been talking about, again, the roster, who's going to be where, how it's all going to pan out. And now you've got a speedster on the roster to compete and push the other guys. So that's what I really like about this is you've got all the components. Now, keep an eye on Jalen Gill as we get into training camp. Another positive, if you're a Chargers fan, I saw this article and was like, geez, it said 3 guaranteed wins for the Chargers on the 2024 schedule. We'll go through these 3 wins, and it's like, yeah, these are guaranteed wins. 3 wins right there. Then we'll talk about where you can pick up another 6 wins, and there's 9 wins. Okay, so let's take a look at it really quick. 3 guaranteed wins, and these are, my gosh, week 2 at Carolina. They're terrible, and they were terrible last year. They're going to be terrible this year. Like that just feels really good. I don't like that it's at Carolina if I'm a Chargers fan, but let's go. Week 7 at Arizona. Arizona, Kyler Murray is still kind of just, I don't know. Are you good or you're not? I'm not sure. Hey, Marvin Harrison Jr. for sure. By week 7, things could be rolling. Paris Johnson's a rookie as well. Budda Baker. But then outside of that, who do they have? Nobody. Another win for the Chargers. And then week 17 at the New England Patriots, which could be really interesting. The last game of the season there. I guess it wouldn't be week 17, not game 17. So there's one more game, but still, there's 3 wins right there. Then what we've looked at and just kind of talked about, again, if you're a Chargers fan, and honestly, if anybody in the AFC West can almost feel this way, because outside of that, then what do you have? Well, you've got 2 games against the Broncos. They might be the worst team in the NFL. 2 games against the Raiders that don't have a quarterback. And don't you just feel like you're going to rise up for one of the games against the Chiefs? Even if you don't, there's still 4 victories. We just looked at 3. Now you're up to 7 wins. It's like, oh my gosh, up to 7 wins that we found very quickly. Find 2 more. Now you're 9-8 looking at the playoffs. And so the LA Chargers start training camp here in a few days, and training camp's going to tell us a lot. Who's going where? What's kind of the what's the secondary look like? I think that's another big one. You look at Derwin James in this article, he stumbles down top safeties list, but is primed to rise again. 100%. And you see Jim Harbaugh's strategy. You've seen it in the mic'd up stuff. Jim Harbaugh wants to hype him up, get him, loves what Derwin James is all about, loves his attitude, his leadership. In 2023, James was ranked number 2 in the poll. Now he's 7 behind some good players. But the point is, in training camp, and what you're going to see from him is going to be awesome, and how he's going to just totally rise up from where he was a year ago under Jim Harbaugh. The training staff, the coaching staff, everything is just different around that building, and can't wait to see it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.